Somewhere in the hills, just over there, is the Chauvet cave. It was discovered in 1994, and inside is artwork that's around 30,000 years old. Some of the best preserved cave paintings anywhere in the world. It's a connection to ancestors who lived tens of millennia before history began. Only a lucky few people are ever allowed in that cave, and almost all of them are scientific researchers and conservators. There's no way that some guy with a camera is ever going to get in there. Right?
The Chauvet cave is the oldest painted cave we know of. The cave has been rediscovered the 19th of December 1994. It has been a tremendous discovery. It has pretty much changed everything. We thought until then roughly 1,000 representations, paintings, drawings, engravings. The engravings are white in color, the paintings are red, and the drawings, which are made with charcoal, are black.
This isn't the real cave. It's a replica called Chauvet 2. And when I say replica, I don't just mean the art, but the shapes of the cave walls that it's painted on were laser scanned and recreated. Cavers and historians would be able to pick up things that give it away, like the suspiciously well-maintained lighting. But to a layperson, this is roughly the experience you'd get standing in the original Chauvet cave if it had been turned into a tourist attraction, complete with a lot of other exhibits outside. So my question is, if you can replicate something this accurately, how much does it matter that it's not the original?
The original cave was scanned several times. So we've gathered a point cloud that was made of 16 billion points. The original Chauvet cave takes roughly 500 meters to get from the entrance to the end of the cave. So it is really huge. In the original cave you could walk for 5, 6, 7 minutes and see nothing. It would have been waste to recreate the cave as it was, because the point was to make it more accessible. So it has been reduced. But if there's something that we did not change, it's the drawing themselves, the representation. They're where they're supposed to be. You see them in the order that you're supposed to see them in the original cave. And if at some point we've changed sizes of some rooms, we did not touch the walls on which the paintings and the drawings were made. They're exactly in the same place, in the very same shape as the original ones. The walls are concrete. The finer details, such as bones, stalactite, stalagmite, and so on. It is resin, modeled to the shape of the original cave. The art is recreated by hand. They've been made as precisely as could humanly be possible, to the millimeter, actually. They did not only do it by hand, but they did use the very same type of wood to make the charcoal. And the painting, the reddish painting, they're made of hematite, the same type of rock that was used by the prehistoric painters.
Tourists aren't allowed in the original cave for very good reasons. That lesson was learned at Lascaux, another cave a few hours west of here. That was also filled with prehistoric art. It was discovered in 1940 and it was opened as a tourist attraction, which destroyed it. Not completely, but the presence of 1,000 people a day and the changes in temperature and humidity and carbon dioxide levels and contaminants that all of them brought along, well, it meant that after tens of thousands of years of stability, bacteria, fungi and algae took over the walls. Despite desperate conservation efforts through the 20th century, the Lascaux cave will never, ever be what it once was.
The prehistoric entrance of the Chauvet cave is sealed off. Tons and tons of rock that collapsed right on the entrance and sealed it off. All the people, all the animals that got inside of the cave during prehistoric times, they cannot possibly enter the cave anymore, and it has been so for at least 21,000 years. The fact that the cave has been isolated from the outside world, it made the atmosphere here very stable, which allowed the paintings and the drawings to be preserved the way they are.
The trouble is, tourists like visiting the real places. There is something about actually being there, about standing exactly where an ancestor painted on a wall, and this cave can't provide that. But it isn't a Disney World mock recreation, it's pretty accurate, and just a few kilometres away from the original. The sights, the physical sensations are close, except you don't have to be harnessed in and climb down a big ladder to get here. If the original cave had been open to tourists, it would have been changed, maybe devastated. Would this feel the same if someone built this replica in Paris or in London or Sydney? How much does the context of the experience matter? How important is authenticity? I don't have the answers to any of that, but I can say that a few times while I've walked around here, even with the rational knowledge that it's not the same place, even knowing that I will exit through the gift shop, for a few seconds, a bit of my brain was fooled. Although maybe that's because I got to be in here alone after hours. Either way, I do like one idea, that in another 30,000 years' time, some future archaeologist is going to be really confused by two identical caves next to each other.
The huge amount of painted caves we've discovered yet, all the art they've left us, it shows us that those societies were in good health, because if they did have time to do all of this, it's because they had free time. And it shows they do have a life, they do have culture, they do have art, as we do today. They might have not done it for the very same reason, but they do have it. And it shows that they do not just merely survive, they live.